What's up, YouTube? It's Onion Bomb here, and welcome to my NFL Week 8 game predictions of the 2018-2019 NFL season. Now, before we go into the Week 8 predictions, let's take a step back and recap how we all did for Week 7. Now, as you guys can see, I had a very good week. Very good week. I went 11-3. The Bull had a pretty decent week too, although not as good as me, so I am pulling ahead more and more, still not by much. But the Bull went 9-5. But Madden was so close with us, but yet now, so far away, had a pretty bad week at 5-9. It could have been worse, but it could have been a lot better. So if you guys don't know how this works, basically for my predictions, I predict which team I think is going to win the game. For the Bowl, I just put both the teams in a bowl and pick randomly and see the prediction that way. And for Madden, it's just seeing what Madden says in this one connected franchise I started. So that's how we do that. For overall, I am 62, 43, and 2. I am in first place. In second place, the Bull is 59, 46, and 2. And Madden in third, 53, 52, and 2. Is only positive in the overall by 1, and I'm only ahead of the Bull by 3. So it's still anybody's game. Let's go on and get a more in-depth look here of the teams that played and what we got right and wrong. The Broncos versus the Cardinals. Me and the Bull got that right with the Broncos, but man got that wrong with the Cardinals. Cardinals had no chance in that matchup. The Titans versus the Chargers. Me and the Bull got that right with the Chargers, but Madden had the Titans and got that wrong. That was a pretty close game. The Bengals versus the Chiefs. I was the only one to get that right with the Chiefs. The Bull and Madden both had the Bengals, and the Chiefs destroyed them, thankfully. The Browns versus the Buccaneers. Me and Madden got that one correct with the Buccaneers, but the Bull had the Browns. The Eagles versus the Panthers. We all three got that right with the Panthers. Surprisingly, I thought we were all three going to get that wrong, but the Panthers brought it back. The Vikings versus the Jets. Me and the Bull got that right with the Vikings, but man predicted a tie, and the Vikings did win, so man gets that prediction wrong. The Lions versus the Dolphins. Me and the Bull got that right with the Lions, but man got that wrong with the Dolphins. The Patriots versus the Bears. We all three got that right with the Patriots. The Bills versus the Colts. The Bull was the only one to get that right. The Colts. Me and Madden got that wrong with the Bills. And I completely forgot when I made the prediction that Josh Allen was hurt. And I forgot I went against the Bills, to be honest. But I didn't. It's oh well. I still went 11-3. So I did pretty good. The Texans versus the Jaguars. Surprisingly, we all three got that wrong with the Jaguars. The Saints versus the Ravens. I got that right with the Saints, but the Bull and Madden got that wrong with the Ravens. The Cowboys versus the Redskins. I got that wrong with the Cowboys, but the Bull and Madden got that right with the Redskins. The Rams versus the 49ers. Me and Madden got that right with the Rams, but the Bull got that wrong with the 49ers. And the Giants versus the Falcons. Me and the Bull got that right with the Falcons. And Madden got that wrong with the Giants. And unfortunately, Julio Jones still doesn't have a touchdown. I really need him to do really good for me to win my fantasy league games, but he didn't. So, oh well. Anyway, that's all for week number 7. Let's get into week number 8. Alright, starting it off with Thursday Night Football. The Dolphins at the Texans. And I will be going with the Texans. The Texans impressed me against the Jaguars. I thought they were going to lose. However, I did think they weren't getting swept. I thought at one point maybe the Texans were win and the other game the Jaguars would lose. I thought the Jaguars were going to get that game done, but they didn't. And yeah, the Texans are getting going. I definitely think they are the better team than the Miami Dolphins, so that is why I'm taking the Texans to win over the Dolphins. The Bull has also picked the Texans to win over the Miami Dolphins, and Madden is choosing the Texans to win over the Dolphins, making it a three-way agreement, 37-7. Very high scoring of the Texans, and pretty much crushing the Dolphins. Maybe it will happen at high of a score, maybe not. Either way, I'm predicting that the Texans are going to take the win. Alright, next up we have a Sunday game. I believe this is a London one because the time is so early. But it's a very good one. This is probably the game of the week, possibly. It's the Eagles at the Jaguars, or not technically at the Jaguars. In London, Eagles versus the Jaguars. I am going with the Eagles. The Jaguars have kind of been sloppy lately. I mean, first they lose to the Chiefs, which I thought they were going to do, just because the Chiefs' scoring was just unstoppable, even for Jaguars defense. But then they lose 40-7 to the Cowboys, and then they also lose to the Texans, and then before that, I think they lost to the Titans in a very low-scoring game. I don't know what's happening with them. The Eagles have been, they blew a lead to the Panthers, but I think, this should be a really good game. But both teams have kind of been, a little bit surprising, not in the good way, though. Because the Jaguars runner-ups in for AFC championships, Eagles Super Bowl champions last year. This should be a good game, but I think the Eagles are going to come out on top. And yeah, I'd hope these teams get going. Maybe not the Jaguars because I'm a Steelers fan, but Eagles, who cares? But the Bulls also going to take the Eagles winning over the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Madden's going to take the Eagles. Another three-way agreement. 17-14. That's a very realistic score. You just never know with Blake Bortles, to be honest. And I saw something about Chad Kelly maybe start. I don't even know what's going on in Jacksonville anymore. There's too many questions. Not really any questions with the Eagles. Just kind of, being sloppy. So I definitely think the Eagles will get done over the Jaguars. Next up, we have the Broncos at the Chiefs. Speaking of the Chiefs, I'm going to be taking the Chiefs to beat the Broncos. I think they beat the Broncos already, only by a point, but I do think they're going to sweep the Broncos for the divisional games. This one's at home, and the Chiefs is just, their offense is just not stopping, and their defense definitely, it could be better, but it definitely has what it takes to at least make a couple stops against the Denver Broncos. At least in my opinion, that's why I think the Bulls going to agree with me and say the Chiefs are going to win. And Madden's also going to say the Chiefs are going to win 42-14. A very, very high scoring game. I'm not sure if the Broncos are going to be beaten that bad, but I think they're definitely going to be beaten. But who knows? Upsets happen. And yeah, so far we have three three-way agreements. Alright, next up we have my game, my team. It's the Browns at my team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, these guys have already played once, and I know they've tied. But this one's in Heinz Field. I'm going with my Steelers here. I think they're on fire. They're just after a bye week. They're on top of the division. They gotta get this one. They can win. The Browns are better than last year's Browns, but they're still the Browns at the end of the day. I think they're definitely going to lose here to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have faith in them to get this done. The Bull is going to take the Steelers as well, and Madden's going to take the Steelers as well, 35-24. Jeez, we might at this rate we're all gonna pick the same teams and all gonna have the same record. But hey, I mean, I guess I have no control over this. I mean, I have control of the Bull, but I'm not looking. I have my own mind, but I've already picked these long before. But yeah, hopefully the Steelers can get that done over the Cleveland Browns. Alright, next up we have the Redskins at the Giants. I'm going with the Redskins. The Redskins beat the Cowboys. I don't give the Redskins enough credit. I'm taking them over the Giants. The Giants just aren't looking good. The Redskins are looking decent, mediocre. They're not that bad, honestly. They're like 4-2. I need to take the Redskins more. And I'm starting with this week, taking the Redskins right now to win over their divisional rival, the New York Jets. And the Bull is going to take the Redskins as well, but finally not a three-way agreement because Man is going to be taking the New York Giants, winning 31-28. Close scoring, probably going to be the case, but I'm just predicting a different outcome, different victor. But yeah, let's move on from that. Next up, we have the Seahawks at the Lions. I am going with the Lions here. Honestly, both of these teams are like so. They're both, I think, coming off of a bye week. But you know, the Lions had the surprising Patriots victory. The Seahawks had one surprising victory. I forget what it was. It wasn't as surprising as the Patriots, but it was something like that. It was a game that I didn't think they were gonna win, but they did. But I think the Lions are gonna win this. I'm gonna take the Lions. I think they're the better team here. Of course, you know, like everyone says, like I say pretty much every week, it's a different Seahawks team. This Seahawks team can still do something, but I think this Lions team can do something as well, and they proved it against the Patriots, and they proved it against other teams as well. I'm sorry, the Lions are coming off a bye week. They beat the Dolphins. I think the Lions are going to be winning this one. The poll is going to agree with me. So far, the poll has not disagreed with me, which is, you know, fine. It's all it can be the same opinion. But the Bulls going to take the Lions, and Man's going to take the Lions. 28-14, Lions winning. Seahawks could win that. Honestly, that could be a game that I get wrong. I could definitely see that, but I think if I'm predicting, which I am, I'm taking the Lions. Alright, next up we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Cincinnati Bengals. This one really hurts me, but I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals. As a Steelers fan, I would love the Buccaneers to win this, though. They got done against the Browns just barely, almost choked that away. But I think the Bengals, they got crushed by the Chiefs, but I think they have what it takes to snap this 2-loss streak they're on and beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers, even though they beat the Browns, they still aren't the best team. So I think they are going to beat the Buccaneers, and the Bengals are going to win. I hope the Buccaneers win. I'll still be rooting for the Buccaneers, but I gotta put bias aside here and say the Bengals are most likely going to win this game, and especially this year's Bengals. The Bulls gonna go with the Bengals as well as me. Say the Bengals beat the Buccaneers. But Madden is actually going to take the Buccaneers over the Bengals, 21-18. Madden, I really hope you're right. Like, I really, really hope you're right. But I just don't know. I'm just not sure. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully I get that wrong. But if I get it right, hey, at least I get it right. That's one silver lining for it. Alright, next up we have the Jets at the Bears. I am going with the Bears. The Bears. Did they win last week? I'm sorry, guys, if I can't remember sometimes. But regardless, I know the Jets lost. I think the Bears. I'm going with the Bears. I think they're the better team. I know Khalil Mack. Oh yeah, the Bears lost to the Patriots. They gave them a decent game, honestly. So I'm definitely the Jets. They just did not do good. I don't think so. I'm going with the Bears. Khalil Mack, hopefully, doing something there. And I don't know. The Jets aren't the best. They can do something. They're just But I think in this situation, the Bears are better, so I'm going with the Bears to beat the Jets. And the Bull, finally disagreeing with me, is going to take the Jets against the Bears. Madden's actually also going to take the Jets over the Bears, 24-21. So I'm the only one taking the Bears. I'm the odd man out. But yeah, the Jets are, I guess they could beat the Bears, but I see the Bears winning. That's why I'm taking them. So yeah. Alright. This is a good game here too, guys. This next one, this is the hardest one I had to pick this week, and I think this season. I know it's nothing that special, but, you know, two decent teams that could see the playoffs. We have the Ravens at the Panthers, and guys, this one is so hard for me to predict because I don't know. They're both decent. Like, they both could lose. They both could win. The Panthers just beat the Eagles, overcoming like a 17-point deficit. The Ravens just lost barely to the Saints because Justin Tucker, of all people, missed his first career extra point. I don't know. Because earlier in the year when I was like just saying to myself, like, who could lose what, like I say, the Ravens actually could beat the Panthers. But now I don't want them to win, so the Steelers bias is there. So I want to say the Panthers. I would say the Ravens. I can't think. I think I'm gonna do the first time I've ever done. I'm going to wait and give my prediction. I'm going to wait. I'm going to give the Bulls here first. And I know the team that I'm leaning towards. But I don't know. The Bulls is going to go with the Panthers winning this game over the Baltimore Ravens. And Madden is going to go with the Panthers winning this game 22-14. Oh. I really want the Ravens to lose. And I think they could. But I think they could win. And if they win, it would be nice. That whole silver lining thing again. I don't know why this is so hard for me. I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I said that earlier. I think I'm gonna go with the Ravens winning over the Carolina Panthers. The defense, the Ravens defense is good, and if Joe Flacco shows up and they do some crazy stuff with Lamar Jackson, I think they could get done over the Panthers. That's gonna be a good game. I hope they lose. I hope the Bull and Madden are right, but I think they could win, so I'm going with the Ravens. I really don't. That was a lose-lose situation for me. No matter what I pick, it's either I'm gonna feel like I'm making the wrong decision, which I feel like I'm making the wrong decision, but I know I'm just not. I don't know. Let's just move on. I've already said my prediction. Let's move on before I change my mind or anything. I don't know why that was so hard. Alright, next up we have the Colts at the Raiders. What in the heck is John Gruden doing? I have no idea what the Raiders are doing. The Raiders coming off a bye week, they're like 1-5. The Colts are no better at like 2-4. I'm going to go with the Raiders here. I think the Raiders have at least what it takes to beat the Colts. They just traded away Amari Cooper to Dallas. I don't know. I'm going with the Raiders. Colts could win this. But, if you asked me before the season, I'd say the Raiders will win this with ease. But now I don't know. But I'm taking the Raiders to win over the Colts. So is the Bull. The Bull's agreeing with me, saying the Raiders win. Madden's actually going to go with the Colts winning against the Raiders 24-21. Honestly, I don't know. That's a hard game, too, to pick. Not as hard as Ravens and Panthers for me, but that's hard to predict either way. Both teams are probably most likely not going to make the playoffs, and they're honestly not the best, so it could go either way. Alright, next up we have the 49ers at the Arizona Cardinals. This matchup was already played this year. The Cardinals this is their only win against the 49ers. The 49ers are still without Jimmy G. However, without Jimmy G, they almost beat the Packers. They still haven't been doing that good, but they've been doing something. The Cardinals have been struggling. They've only beaten this team. They could do it again, but I'm going to say they don't. I'm going to say Jimmy G-less 49ers actually get a win against the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going with the 49ers here. I don't know. I'm just feeling that the 49ers can get their revenge on the Cardinals. And the Cardinals just don't seem like the best. The 49ers don't seem like the best either without Jimmy G. But with Jimmy G, yeah. 49ers. Without Jimmy G, I'm still saying the 49ers. Just because, a little bit of an upset here. Not really an upset, just two pretty bad teams going at it. It's kind of a gamble. The Bulls going to disagree and say the Cardinals are going to win this game. And Man's going to say the Cardinals win this game 20-10. That could happen. I'm not knocking the Cardinals. I just think maybe the 49ers could win. I don't know. We'll see. CJ Beathard steps up. If the 49ers team that gave the Packers a game steps up, yeah, they'll definitely get the win, but yeah, who knows. Next up, speaking of the Packers, we have Packers at the Rams. And of course, you guys know I'm going with the 7-0 Rams, which I think they're going to be 8-0. If any team beats the Rams, it could be the Packers. Aaron Rodgers could do it. But I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't know. I think the Packers defense is just gonna get torched by Todd Gurley and Jared Goff and Brandon Cook. I don't see the Packers being able to win this. And I think the Rams' elite defense is going to be able to stop Aaron Rodgers. Maybe not all the time, but will be a decent amount. So I'm going with the Rams getting it done over the Green Bay Packers. So is the Bull. The Bull says the Rams beat the Packers, and Madden says the Rams beat the Packers too, 27-17. Pretty realistic score for that game. A three-way agreement. Rams, they're probably the safest pick this season. I know I said that against us for the Patriots, and they lost to the Lions. So hopefully they didn't just jinx the Rams, but yeah, I mean, they're still undefeated. I'm not sure. I think they'll probably get a couple losses, but I don't see them doing any worse than 13-3. So yeah, we'll see. I think the Rams are going to win that. Next up, we have a divisional playoff game rematch. The Saints at the Vikings. The Saints trying to get revenge against the Minneapolis Miracle. Sorry, I slipped there with my tongue. I think the Vikings are still going to come out on top. I'm taking the Vikings. I know the Saints are trying to get revenge for the Minneapolis Miracle. But I think the Vikings are going to be the better team here. This Saints almost lost to the Ravens. They have a couple almost losses. They're still a good team. The Vikings are a good team too. This is going to be a good game. But yeah, I think the Vikings are going to win again. And yeah, but the Saints could win. I'm just saying the Vikings are. And the Bulls going to agree with me and say the Vikings win against the Saints. But Madden says the Saints get their revenge 35-14. It could happen. But I don't know. That's a hard one to pick too. But I'm not as stressed over it as Ravens and Panthers. Alright. Lastly, Monday Night Football. We have the Patriots at the Bills. And of course I'm going with the Patriots. The Bills just lost to the Colts. I'm not sure what's going on with Josh Allen. I'm not that up to date with injuries, but I don't think he's in. I don't think Nathan Peterman or whoever else is quarterback at the Bills can take out Tom Brady. I think this is going to be a very, very harsh blowout for the Bills. I think it might start out slow, but as at the end, the ending score is going to be like 40-7, if that. Oh, Madden's going with the Bulls going with a huge upset, saying the Bills are going to beat the Patriots. If anyone likes going against the Patriots, it's the Bull. But, you know, sometimes you have to be wild, but I don't know if you have to be that wild. The Madden's going to take the Patriots 21-14. Yeah, it's a pretty safe pick for the Patriots. Sorry, Bull. Normally I don't say this, but I really don't see the Bills taking out the Patriots. But hey, you never know. Alright, let's recap real quick. Dolphins at the Texans. I have the Texans, Bull has the Texans, Man has the Texans. Eagles at Jaguars. I have the Eagles, Bull has the Eagles, Man has the Eagles. Broncos at Chiefs. I have the Chiefs, Bull has the Chiefs, Man has the Chiefs. Browns at Steelers. I have the Steelers, Bull has the Steelers, Man has the Steelers. Redskins at Giants. I have the Redskins, Bull has the Redskins, Man has the Giants. Seahawks at Lions. I have the Lions, Bull has the Lions, Man has the Seahawks. Man has the Lions too. Buccaneers at Bengals. I have the Bengals, Bull has the Bengals, Madden has the Buccaneers. Jets at Bears. I have the Bears, Bull has the Jets, Man has the Jets. Ravens at Panthers. I have the Ravens, Bull has the Panthers, Madden has the Panthers. After a lot of stress with that. Colts at Raiders. I have the Raiders, Bull has the Raiders, Madden has the Colts. Sorry. 49ers at Cardinals. I have the 49ers, Bull has the Cardinals, Man has the Cardinals. Packers at Rams. I have the Rams, Bull has the Rams, Man has the Rams. Saints at Vikings. I have the Vikings, Bull has the Vikings, Man has the Saints. And Patriots at Bills. I have the Patriots, Bull has the Bills, Madden has the Patriots. So yeah. Also, I forgot to mention, the Falcons, the Cowboys, the Chargers, and the Titans are all on their bye week. So if those are your teams, you didn't hear them, that is why. But yeah, those are my Week 8 predictions. A lot of agreements between me and the Bull. There are only like 3 or 4 that we didn't agree on. So yeah, that's it. If you guys want to know how we did, make sure you check out Week 9 predictions, because like we did with Week 7 this week, I will recap how we did with Week 8 in the next one, and then we'll get into the Week 9 predictions in that video as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Like or dislike, subscribe or don't subscribe, you know, it's always up to you. I'll see you guys in the next video you watch of me. Goodbye.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong.